Hello everyone and welcome to Gierok Farms. It is a wet, rainy day today. We're gonna bring you along with afternoon chores. We gotta get the barns cleaned up. We gotta push out the bull barn, get some manure moved, and move some hay.
And you need to watch the gate so the cows will run away when I'm in there. Wonder where you went.
All right, well you heard the man. So let's get into the video. Thank you all for watching. They all are hanging by the gate. They are eager.
If it ain't raining like crazy. I wondered where he went. He was busy talking to you folks.
Cows are all piled up in the yard, I think because of the rain. They're not too eager to hang out in the yard, which I don't blame them. That's why we're gonna make this quick here, getting the barn ready for them, get them back in. But silver lining, they are getting a bit of a shower. They are getting kind of cleaned off, get the dust off their backs, especially after a long winter. All right, I'm just about done bedding up in here. Gotta throw down some lime and then I'll go help Dad scrape out that other barn. But right now, he's moving the dairy herd out of here. bedding all spread out in here. We're gonna finish pushing that manure onto a pile on the other end. So then them dry cows can have their spot back. Update on our salt feeders that we built last spring. Those are holding up really well. I think Dad did have to add a little reinforcing around the lip on some of them to kind of keep it from buckling, but otherwise they shed water pretty good and they don't rust out from the salt. So they're working all right. Got all that manure scraped. We're gonna give it some time before we let the heifers back in on their side. We got them cleaning out the bunk behind the dairy barn. They seem to eat it a lot better. You know, teenagers, they just eat a bunch of, you know, they eat all the junk food, I guess is the way to put it. They'll clean it up nice for us. But right now, Dad, he's grabbing the new bucket. We gotta move some hay over here. They ran out of their temporary hay storage. So we're gonna move a couple bucketfuls of this, some of these nice grass, small square bales. In here. Now instead of us fighting this pile, we're going to use the skids here to create an avalanche. we have a bunch of hay laid out in the manger for the dry cow barn. We're gonna give them guys a little bit of time yet before we kick them back in there. In the meantime, we're gonna put the silage in the dairy barn. We're gonna finish feeding up in there. And then we'll use this nice squeegee bucket to clean up the lot out back here. Okay, we're done feeding in here. We got 2 wheelbarrows to put out back for the switch cows. Dad just let the heifers back in their designated spots, and we'll clean the lot and get those cows back in here soon. All right, we got one of the dry cows, or one of the cows separated off that were drying up. Now we gotta sort out the switch cows here. All right, all the cows are in the barn while Dad's tying them up. I want to show you what we got going on over here. The heifers are enjoying their new bedding and all this fresh laid out hay. In the dry cow pen, they were all relaxed, but now with that new white cow, they're trying to sort out who's who and who's in charge. It's important to keep an eye on stuff like that. Make sure nobody hurts themselves playing around in there. We'll be watching that over the next day here. But I'm gonna end off the video here. It was a fun afternoon of choring with you guys. Thanks for coming along with. Remember, if you haven't already, check us out, GierokFarms.com. We got some merch on there. Also, tell your friends about us, share the video, subscribe, like, comment. It's all free and it helps us out a lot. Thanks for being part of the journey. We will see you all next time.